welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you decided to join me today. I thought I'd do just a quick little sit down video discussing more of why I'm doing my no buy year and just kind of my thoughts and feelings around the whole no buy year. So if that sounds interesting to you, I hope you'll stick around for the rest of the video. If you're looking forward to doing a no buy year with me, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. I'll definitely be putting out consistent videos for this year about my no buy year, along with, you know, some grocery hauls and maybe some around the house happenings, things like that. I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what else I'm gonna mix in, but I definitely will mix other things in. But there will definitely be a lot of no buy content this year, just because that's what I'm going through in my personal life and what I want to share with you. So yeah, let's get into the video. I wrote myself down some questions and I just thought I would sit here and go through them with you. So I kind of pre-thought them out, but I haven't thought them out completely because I wanted it to be authentic and raw and kind of untouched, unfinished thoughts about the no buy year since it's the beginning. And then hopefully as we move through the no buy year, you know, we'll build more on these questions and maybe even revisit them at the end of the year and see how the answers compare to the beginning of the year. So obviously the very first question is, why am I doing a no buy year? And I kind of touched on this in my last video, but I'm doing a no buy year because I really just was feeling unhealthy with my shopping habits. It's not that I was spending a ton of money on things. It's just that when I was spending money, it wasn't well thought out. I realized that I was doing a lot of shopping to make myself feel better, a lot of shopping to kind of disconnect, dissociate, and also, you know, to get that nice serotonin, dopamine hit of, you know, when you receive that box, that bright new shiny thing, and just really trying to retrain my brain around shopping and what that means for me. It doesn't mean that I don't ever want to buy beautiful things or have things that make me feel joyful in my life, and that I never want to buy myself something nice just because I want something nice. It's just that I want to do it in a more intentional way, and I want to reset my brain to be able to do that. So I thought a no buy year would be great, and it also kind of butts up against just a really rough last 2 years. Again, I mentioned in my last video, my partner works in the trades and it's just been off and on work. There's been a little bit crazy with, you know, everything that's going on in our world. And so we just need to, get a better control on our finances. And so this is a good opportunity for us to do that. So that is why I'm doing a no buy year. And so number two, I kind of already answered this, but I'll answer it a little bit more in depth. The question is, what do I want to get out of this year? And I think the main thing I want to get out of this year is, like I said, a reset for my brain, reconnection to what I truly value and love and want in my life, and where I receive joy and pleasure, and finding other things if I need to distract my mind that are more healthier. So maybe doing a puzzle, which I love puzzles, or getting back into reading books, because I tend to forget how much I like to read books until I pick one up again, and I tend to forget to pick them up. I'm just a busy mom, and I just never really was a good reader in high school or anything like that. I'm just a really, or college, I'm just a really slow reader. So I tend to not read, but when I do read, I love it, and I want to reconnect to that instead of shopping all the time, instead of doing something else to entertain my brain. So I'm hoping to find a reconnection to those things, and also, like I said, to better our finances. So I am hoping to be in a better financial place by the end of the year and all those things. So that is what I want to get out of this year. So my third question for myself is, how am I feeling about doing a no buy year? So a little silly, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, everybody on YouTube does a no buy year. But I think there's a reason that a lot of people do a no buy year. It's for good reason. And so I'm not letting myself go down that train of thought of like, oh, it's so silly, it's so cliche, it's so passe, so last year, so 10 years ago, whatever, because it's what I want and what I need in my life right now, and I'm gonna allow myself to have that without creating stories around that. But I definitely am noticing those feelings coming up, and just saying them out loud allows me to take away that power that they can have over me, to make me feel like I shouldn't do something that I know is going to benefit my life. So just allowing myself to speak those words out loud is helpful in that way. And my fourth question is, what fears do I have around doing a no buy year? Obviously, like the fear of failing, but one of my favorite things that Hannah Louise Poston had said about her no buy year rules was that you can do it. Like, don't doubt yourself. Don't say I wish, because it's not about wishing, it's about doing, right? It's about actually taking yourself in hand, as she says, and doing it. So that really resonated with me, not allowing my fear, because I have terrible anxiety, not allowing my fear to control my ability to do things, just really taking myself one step at a time, one day at a time, and not getting overwhelmed. I was a smoker years and years and years ago, and that's how I quit smoking, was one day at a time, like today, right now, and even in 1 hour at a time. Like, I don't need a cigarette right now. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing. Like, I don't need to shop right now. I don't need to shop in an hour. I don't need to shop tomorrow. I don't need to shop in a week. Versus, oh my God, I can't shop for a whole year. I think that feels overwhelming. And so just taking it a day at a time, and not allowing myself to go down that path of fear so much, recognizing when it comes up, not suppressing it, but also not allowing myself to lead myself down that road, instead of taking my hand and pulling myself back and leading myself down the road and the path that I do want to go, which is to reset my ability to shop for things in a way that feels healthy, and also to reconnect to myself and find things that bring me joy when I'm feeling, down or depressed or having anxiety, and I need, something to bring me out of that. And shopping doesn't need to be that thing, I think shopping for me a lot has been that thing, especially in the last 2 years where everything has been so crazy. I think shopping became kind of a crutch for me, and I don't want that to be my crutch. I want healthy tools to be the things that I use. And I will say that I'm doing this in conjunction with therapy, so I definitely recommend, if that's something that is accessible to you, that you feel good about, that if you're doing a no buy year, that therapy is definitely really helpful in processing all of these emotions and things that are going to come up for you while you're doing it. Even if you're doing it only from a financial standpoint, money is one of the most stressful things, in our worlds. And however money is for you, regardless if you have a lot or a little or none at all, money is stressful. And to acknowledge that and to see the emotional side of it as well, I think is a really important and valuable piece. And I think therapy can help with that. If that's something that works for you, it's definitely something that helps me. And number 5 is, what expectations do I have? So my expectations for this year is that I think it's going to be difficult at times. I think there's going to be times where I'm going to really wish I hadn't done this no buy year, where I'm going to really want something. And I think I'm going to need to set up tools for myself so that I don't fall down that path of just saying, forget it, and not remembering that I chose this and I intentionally am setting out to do this, and that no one's making me do it, and that it's something that I am doing for myself. And so just trying to remind myself of those things. I expect that sometimes it will be easy. Sometimes I won't have anything that I want to buy or anything that I want or need, and things will be going pretty good in my life, and I won't be feeling that need to shop to feel better. And there will be times of ease, and I want to sit into those times of ease and really notice how that feels, and really try to grow that contentment in myself. And then I also expect that it will give me some financial gain. I'm hoping that that is something I gain out of it too. So that's an expectation that I have, and we'll see how that goes. Maybe I won't, but I really do expect that I will. So those are the things that I'm expecting from this year. I'm not expecting to be like, now I'm this whole amazing person. This is just a journey. This is part of a journey. It's the start of a journey, and I'm just really excited to see where it takes me and where I take myself. Not really where it takes me, but where I take myself in this next year. And then the last question is, well, how are you gonna track all of this, Amy? How are you going to keep track of spending? How are you gonna keep track of not buying? How are you gonna be accountable? So one of that is being here on YouTube, sharing my journey with you. I'm hoping it resonates with some of you and that you enjoy watching this journey and joining me along for this journey. I'd love to hear if you're doing a no buy year, how it's going for you. And so I assume you probably want to know how it's going for me. So you'll want to know what I'm doing. And I have this book that I'm keeping everything in. I've got all my notes and questions in here, but I'm also got a little area where I'm keeping all of my receipts for grocery shopping and anything else that I buy this year. These are mostly grocery receipts. I haven't bought anything this year yet other than groceries. So keeping that in here so I can keep track of it. And then I am planning on reporting back monthly on my spending. I really wanted to film my grocery shopping this month, but it just didn't happen. We were really busy, and the times that we needed to go grocery shopping were right before dinner, so we got home and needed to make dinner right away. And I am definitely prioritizing my family's needs above my YouTube channel. Although I hope for that this, although the hope for me is that this channel will grow and that I'll build community here, and that will definitely be a priority for me. My family comes first. So I didn't get that done this month, but my intention is next month to make sure that I can get my shopping set up so that I can film my monthly grocery shopping and report back my monthly grocery shopping to you, because I think grocery shopping can definitely be a replacement for other shopping for myself, if I let it. So I don't want to allow it to be that. And we're also trying to get our food budget down a little bit. So that I think will be really good, and it'll be an interesting journey to follow as well, how we do with that. Love to hear your ideas down below about how you save money on groceries while still eating healthy. And with kids, I have a teenager, a 15-year-old, who needs lots of nutrition. He has a really high metabolism, and he's very much needing lots of calories a day. So it's always an interesting challenge. So I will definitely be keeping that. I'm not going to do spreadsheets or anything like that. I'm not a spreadsheet girl, but I am going to keep things in my book. I am going to keep track of everything. I'm going to write it down and report back to you and let you know how it's going. So that is my plan for the year. That's why I'm doing my no buy year, my thoughts around my no buy year, and I hope you'll continue to join me on this journey this year. Until next time, peace.